They hosted Larry O'Brien Trophy. We're trying to aspire to get there. We want to continue to work our hardest, work our games.
A step back, falling away, puts it in. Oh, LeBron James! Three-pointer, it's good! Jaylen Brown for the jam. Doncic and LeBron, the greatest combo going right now. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, puts it in!
It doesn't get any better than this. Lakers and Celtics.
Lakers-Celtics round 376 all-time.
Wow.
And it was a big night for Jason Tatum. Tatum would have his third career 40-point game against the Lakers, tying John Havlicek for the most in Celtics history. Tatum had 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists in that contest on Saturday night on ABC.
They had no one who could defend him. Without Rui, it was a tough ball game on the perimeter for them.
Third quarter action. Here's Tatum with the steal. Derek White on the other end for the layup.
I was expecting to chase down block on that one.
A few minutes later, Luka Doncic drives, gets blocked by Tatum.
At the top of his game, even before he got hurt.
Yeah, you could tell. He looked tired. He was short in a lot of shots. I thought Richard Jefferson did a really good job describing that during the game. Fourth quarter, Lakers down 9. LeBron goes down low, and this is where he gets the bucket, but clearly tweaked something.
I wonder if it was bothering before, George, because he just didn't look right in this game to me.
And there he is asking out. LeBron would leave the game with a groin strain and did not return. The Celtics beat the Lakers 111 to 101. All right, now.
The first thing that popped in my mind was Christmas Day, my first year with the Lakers, is the first thing that popped in my mind. And I've been there before, and I know what type of injury you're dealing with. Second thing I thought about was 80. It's crazy, but I thought about 80. And then I'm over there just trying to see how much mobility and see if I can possibly give it a go. And then I came back here and did a couple of stretches and a couple of things that ultimately knew that I was probably going to be done for the rest of the night. So.
All right, so we'll see what LeBron's future looks like. And Dave McMenamin now joining us here on NBA Today. All right, what's next for LeBron and the Lakers? What are the expectations here, Dave, with LeBron's injury?
Yeah, well, George, first of all, I have an answer for Wendy there. I asked LeBron, was this a lingering injury? And he said, no, it actually happened in that play with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter when he pivoted in the lane to try to score over Jaylen Brown. I thought he overextended something. But right now, the Lakers are allowing the injury to, quote, calm down before they seek further evaluation. And until that happens, they won't have a treatment and recovery plan in place for LeBron, but they're still operating under the assumption that this is going to be an injury that sidelines LeBron for several weeks. And beyond that, now the Lakers are playing the Nets tonight. There's no LeBron, there's no Jackson Hayes, there's no Dorian Finney-Smith, there's no Rui Hachimura. With all those guys out, I spoke to a source close to Luka Doncic, and I wondered how was he feeling about shouldering the responsibility of the team right now. And the messaging I received after asking that question was he recognizes that their success up to this point has been by committee, so he's not going to try to take everything on himself right here. He recognizes it's on everyone to pick up the pieces, and certainly Luka, much the same way LeBron gave him the idea of patience when he got to the Lakers and had that calf injury and was sidelined extended into his beginning of his career with the Lakers, where LeBron said, take your time so you can be yourself when you come back. Luka has the same idea for LeBron. Take your time, get healthy, because we want you to be at the top of your game when you get back.
All right, Dave, thanks so much for the information as always, brother. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
All right, the Lakers have a pretty jam-packed slate ahead after Monday night against the Nets. Starting on Thursday, the Lakers will play 6 games in 8 days because of a makeup date with the Spurs from the LA wildfires. So, Ramona, how concerning is this regarding LeBron's injury in the Lakers?
I was concerned when he referenced that injury that he suffered on Christmas Day in 2018, because that was, he at the time said, this is one of the most significant injuries I've ever suffered. And he, at that time, he said, I felt a pop. So the fact that he even put it in the same ballpark as that was very concerning for me, because I remember how bad the last one was. And he knocked on wood. He goes, I don't think it's as bad as that. But to even bring that up is a concerning reminder of how this can affect him and his play. Also, just their schedule has no room for error. And I think, you know, I would not rush him back at all, because he's been so important for what they've been doing, but they don't have a lot of margin for error at the end of here if they want to stay up in the top of the standings.
David, what do you want to see from Luka in this time?
Well, Luka's going to have to be Dallas Mavericks Luka. He is going to have to make up for the fact that defense that has been sort of the anchor while he was there when he first got there, it won't be that good. And he's going to have to, maximize a lot of that other offense, a lot of his teammates, and he is going to have to shoulder the load. There's no room for him to be tired in the fourth quarter and lean on LeBron. He's got to be prime level Luka for the next couple weeks at least.
Brian, can he do that? He was also kind of reaching for his back during that game. Is this a blessing in disguise if he is healthy for them?
Okay, so I know this isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Laker fans, just chill. Just chill. You might take some losses coming up. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
Schedule next week is insane. 5 games in 7 days. You don't even schedule that way anymore in the NBA. The way they had to jam this game in is unfortunate. Luka is going to probably rest for some of that. LeBron wouldn't have played all those games. If they take some losses here and they lose a little bit of positioning, it's not the end of the world. They're still buffeted well from the play-in. They will give Luka a chance maybe to pick it up. Now, it doesn't surprise me what Dave said, that Luka isn't going to guarantee he's going to come out and score 40.
Yeah.
But David's right. That's what he needs to do. Because the Lakers didn't lose on Sunday because of their defense. They lost because they couldn't score. They couldn't hit a three in the second half. So I think it's a great opportunity for Luka without a lot of pressure. They don't have Jackson Hayes. They don't have Rui Hachimura. They're dealing with an injury to Finney Smith. Unfortunately, he can't play in his return game tonight to Brooklyn. So just if they take a couple of losses, don't worry about it. They're going to be okay. And this injury happens at an okay time. If it's super severe, it doesn't matter. If LeBron tears his groin, it doesn't matter. The season's in jeopardy anyway. If it's just a basic groin strain, it happens with a month left in the regular season. He will have ample time to get back in position.
Steph Curry became the 26th player in NBA history to reach 25,000 career points over the weekend. Let's see how it all went down. Steph Curry looking to reach a major career milestone as the Warriors host the Pistons. Uh-oh, here we go. Steph heating up off the curl. As Jimmy Butler found Curry. Curry now the 26th player, as I mentioned, to reach 25,000 points. Under 9 to go in the fourth. Warriors trailing by 5.
Crazy.
Curry gets the ball in the paint, takes the contact, throws it up, gets the roll in. And here's Steph again. Oh
no.
David,
come on.
How do you defend that, Dave?
The bank is open on the weekend. Warriors with the win. 2 good games between
That's
Detroit
the Davidson GM there.
and the Warriors this season.
Assistant.
And there's no one who benefited more from Jimmy's presence recently than Steph. He's now 7 threes away from reaching 4,000 career regular season triples. He'd obviously be the first player to ever achieve that. And that could happen tonight, potentially. Steph has 145 games with 7 or more threes, including 11 this season alone. So for more on Steph, let's welcome in our Warriors reporter, Om Young-Masuk, who's in the hot seat now. All right, they host the Trailblazers, right? Can he do it tonight?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he only needs, 7 threes to match. The one thing he'll say, though, is he does not want to think about this. The last time he thought about 29-73, he said he put himself into a funk for like 5 games. So he's trying not to think about it. Of course, I sent him questions recently gave him questions about looking back at all his favorite threes. I would say he told me, which I think was a little bit of a shocker. I asked him, what's the three that changed everything for you? He said it was this 31-footer in the 4th game of the start of the 2015-16 season in New Orleans over Anthony Davis. It was off a broken play, and he said it changed his irrational confidence in taking deep range threes. I thought it was going to be like, double bang in Oklahoma City or the corner 3 in New Orleans where Anthony Davis tackles it.
So first off, my compliments. What a great question, and he gave a very thoughtful answer where we learned from Steph. I appreciate that, but excuse me, the man was irrationally confident for a decade before that. We saw him at Davidson. He took some crazy shots there. Yeah. So
he says this one is the one that exchanged.
Of course, he has to be right.
Extended his range, basically.
Okay.
Yes. But I asked him his toughest three. He said the one where Anthony Davis tackled him in the corner.
Right.
His obviously.
It wasn't the one again in the Olympics?
No. I don't know. He said
the one in the Olympics was one of the craziest shots I've ever seen.
I know. KD and LeBron were wide open. He wouldn't pass the ball.
They didn't want it.
He said his most memorable deep three was the Oklahoma City from the logo shot, the double bang from Green, of course. He said his
one of, I believe, only 8 double bangs.
And his favorite 3 was on the parquet floor in Boston, Game 4. At the end, he had that huge performance that basically kind of turned the series.
That was
He had
night.
43 points. I think 10 rebounds in that game or something like that. That's the one that basically won them the championship, basically won him Finals MVP. That was his favorite 3. But yeah, there's the one that he said was his most memorable clutch 3. And of course, I then said, what about your favorite buzzer beater? He goes, I haven't had any really. He goes, the only one I've had that was a 3 was at the end of the third quarter. It was a 62-foot heave in Memphis, basically from Beale Street.
There's a lot of 3s, so we could go through this for a long time. But what has the Butler addition done for this team?
I sat down with Jimmy Butler in New York at the hotel.
Any coffee?
No, we did talk coffee, though. Oh. The day after they beat the Knicks. And he told me, we've turned the bleeping corner last night. The Warriors felt they found something in that game in the second half at Madison Square Garden defensively, but offensively, Jimmy says they have figured out how to play with them and not just, you'll maybe appreciate this, my Miami dude, Sedano. He said, it's not just about isolating me, it's about utilizing me differently, utilizing me in many different ways. And what Steve Kerr had been preaching to the team was basically pass the ball, move the ball until we get to Jimmy inside. And then Jimmy can either facilitate, which he does a lot.
So he was insinuating that wasn't the case? They weren't utilizing him in different ways?
He just likes to say, you can use me more than just isolating me. And for whatever reason, I always feel like that's something that's about Miami.
Okay. Well, I'd be curious to see what the film looks like over those 5 years. But nonetheless, what about Jonathan Kuminga?
Jonathan Kuminga has been scrimmaging a lot. I think they're being very careful with him. Perhaps he could come back. The next game would be Thursday against Sacramento. Steve Kerr, though, says they will bring him back slowly and in short bursts, basically. And he does not want to take guys like Guy Santos out of the rotation, feeling that those guys have earned it because they've been playing really well.
Yeah, that'll be fascinating to see what happens with the rotation in that scenario.